And all that to say, man, we've got so many injuries today. I still don't know what I'm going to do entirely yet. I haven't seen the Knicks projections update without Brunson, even though we knew he was probably going to be out. I can't imagine these are the actual projections. No, they're definitely not. But yeah, we've got a lot. It's just going to be picking and choosing the spots. I think you're going to see nights like last night where 330 on DraftKings can win you tournaments a lot of nights. And last night, I don't know if you would have cashed with a 330. So I think it's going to be one of those.
Well, what's cool is that I don't even know what you're talking about. So Brunson was ruled out?
Brunson was ruled out.
Okay. And I heard Maxey is out, right?
Maxey is out.
Okay. So I'm just finishing up the projections right now. I'm going to see what they look like. This is where I'm at.
Yeah. And then obviously we knew Mitchell and Struss were out too.
Yes. Was LeVert out?
We don't know about LeVert and Okoro.
Okay.
So
that's big.
Which is weird because it's a nationally televised game and they really are supposed to be getting that information out earlier. They have been doing it a little bit, but kind of frustrating. Yeah. And by the way, if LeVert plays, this projection on him is a joke.
We'll let you know what it is in a minute.
Yeah. I don't know how he's projected without Struss and Mitchell less than 30. I just don't understand it. So, LeVert, if he's in, is an amazing play. But I've got my priority list. Like you can do whatever you want because there's a lot of different things you can choose from. But what I'm heavy on right now is the Philadelphia situation is just too much usage to ignore. So I've got Oubre. I don't mind playing all together too. Oubre, if Campaign plays, and Tobias Harris, and I've got Darius Garland, and I love Mobley today. I think Mobley's ownership is not looking like he's going to have much, and I'm going to need some explanation as to why, because I think he's a terrific play. I think his projection is a joke. His projection is only 35, by the way, just for what it's worth. Without Donovan Mitchell this year, he's averaging 48. I don't know why without Donovan, and then you add Struss out on top of it. They're going to run more through Garland and Mobley. So I'm extremely high on that, and I think it might make some sense to get overweight on some of these Knick guys because their prices are going to keep people off of them.
Yeah, I guess I probably don't have. I'm going to look in a second. I didn't see too much Knicks yet, so I guess did that Brunson news just come in?
It came in not long ago, so it's just updating right now. Like McBride.
Oh, okay. So I'd have to redo everything. Okay.
And I think that the main thing I can take away from this slate, to be honest with you, right now, is I love my Wendell Carter sneaky play, but I don't know other than that why we'd be playing anything in the first game. Because if we get LeVert and Okoro out, I don't care that Boston's a big favorite in this game. Cleveland's a good team. They're playing at home. I believe in culture. And I think that they can hang in there. So if Okoro and LeVert are out, let's say, I'm going to probably have to play like at least 3 from Cleveland, like Dean Wade and Sam Merrill. I might even play 4, just because there's just so much missing there. And as much as Boston has a good defensive team, they play fast and they shoot fast. So you're going to have plenty of opportunities to score against them.
Well, you brought up something. I didn't even realize this was an issue. So Campaign might not even play?
Campaign is questionable, yeah.
Wow.
Well,
he's not in. Then what do you do? I mean,
right? No, I know. I honestly.
He's like Maurice Cheek's going to start. I mean, who's going to play?
Yeah, I mean, and it's really interesting because I didn't get to Buddy Hield, but I actually think that might be the answer if not for him. I mean, Kyle Lowry is.
Oh well, that's the answer.
But is it though? This guy took, look, in all fairness, he scored 28 fantasy points his last game. He took 1 shot. No, he made 1 shot. He was 1 for 9. He did score 40 the game before. I guess maybe Kyle Lowry is more in play than I was originally going to pretend. But compared to McBride, I think I would rather take McBride. Yeah, I think it's.
So we like McBride more than Alec Burks, I guess, right?
Alec Burks hasn't played more than 16 minutes without Brunson.
Is that right?
Okay. Yeah. So if he gets there, it's going to be just based on pure everything being different. But I do think, the Knicks have updated now. DiVincenzo looks like a pretty decent play. So does Hart. I actually would rather play Hart probably than DiVincenzo, but both of them are totally solid. And the campaign, which I was going to be, eat the chalk on, I'm starting to question whether or not even if he's in, if that's the right thing. I think it is if he plays.
I think so. I mean, he's 3,300, right?
30, yeah, that's right. But we're getting some Batum questions. I don't want to do that personally. Batum, unless he starts, I really don't know. I mean, I think there's always a path for him, but I just personally, I have that way further down the list for me personally.
Yeah, I don't think I played Batum in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too. And that's a good question here. Why is Buddy Hield? K9's saying this. Buddy Hield's over prop is 11.5 points. Yeah, real life points. Absolutely, bet the over. That seems like free money almost. I mean, it would be hard for him to score less than 11 real life points. And this without Maxey too. Like, I think you gotta take that shot. Yeah, absolutely. That seems like a great bet. I think you should go with it. I think a lot of other people are going to go with it as well, but I think you can go with it for sure. So, other than that, I still love Şengün. We don't know. Wemby's questionable. It's just a lot of stuff that makes you want to fade the first game.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first time I remember seeing Wemby on the questionable report. I know he sat before, but anyway. So it's an interesting slate that hasn't quite unraveled yet for me. I know it sounds crazy to say the campaign feels that relevant, but it kind of does to me a little bit.
That he feels relevant. Well, I mean, first of all, we need. I also would like to know if Karis LeVert is playing.
That's another huge one. Yeah. So those are all the 7:30 games. So unless we don't get that information, I'm probably just going to be off that first game. And the only play I really liked anyway was the Carter, and partly it's just the ownership, but certainly don't need to. And we had a question yesterday, which can you just play 5 to 7K guys and skip the spend ups and stuff? I think this is a slate where you absolutely could do that because the value is mostly in that range, that 5 to 7K range, 5 to 8K range, I should say. But that is mostly where the value outside of campaign. Nobody else really shows up as being a very strong play currently. But Dean Wade might look like a great play if you get those guys out for Cleveland. Yeah, you might play Wade and Payne, and then you could spend up for Luka if you want to, which is obviously. I mean, Luka's going to put up probably 70 tonight. Seems
he has
low.
a 67 projection, I think.
Seems low. Feels low to me. Yeah, I think he probably will. But Luka's questionable.
Yeah, but I think he plays.
Yeah, probably. But and you can't even use Kyrie to get that difference.
Rick Carlisle game, right? Isn't this a thing or no?
What's that?
Is Rick Carlisle? Which team is he coach for now? I keep forgetting.
Yeah, he coaches Indiana.
He does.
Yeah, that's a good call. I mean, but I don't know. I like. I from what I know, I thought that they were okay. They were on good terms, but I don't know. Yeah, I like the Luka thing. Just you're giving up a lot in this mid range to try to get to him, and I really like this mid range, or the 7K range.
And what happened to what's his name? Jordan Nwora.
Jordan Nwora.
Remember, he was like a priority like 3 hours ago.
I still think that he's completely in play, and yeah, I think he's totally in play. I don't know where I'm going to end up with him, but as of right now, I mean, again, if he ends up starting again, I will or again like he did the other time. I don't think he'll start, but I'll definitely play him if he starts, and if he doesn't start, I'll probably have a tiny bit of exposure, but not much. They just really haven't given him the minutes that I was hoping for, even without this. So it's a little fringier than I thought because of this other stuff.
This Levert thing's annoying.
Yeah. And we've got questions from MJ about Siakam. The problem with Siakam is you have a fully at strength Indiana team, or you could play guys at the same price who are missing the highest usage player like Hart and DiVincenzo are missing Brunson. You could play my favorite play, which is the Mobley, who is missing Donovan Mitchell and Struss at least. So I just can't put him over those guys with those guys out. You know what I mean? These guys would all be fairly similar-ish plays if everybody's in. But when you're missing one star at least, not to mention like multiples, I think I'm just going to prioritize those guys over a guy like Siakam tonight. It's just hard for me to get to the Siakam over those guys. And then you got questions. We got questions here about Derek Lively. Always a tournament dart, but there's absolutely nothing to like hang your head on with Lively. Like you really like Kleber mostly closes. Lively's minutes have been ranging from 14 to 23. Now he can get there sometimes, and it's a good matchup, but I just think it's too thin for me personally, so I'm not going to go there. And then on air.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Actually, like Tibbs actually had a little bit of heart. He had a little bit of sympathy. He actually is sitting the guy instead of running him out for 49 minutes.
Yeah, well, then he's going to run everybody else out there for 47 minutes. I mean, look, let's see what Josh Hart is projected for tonight in terms of minutes. God. I would bet you it's over
51 minutes, maybe. It's like
listen to these minutes projected for the Knicks: 39.5, 39.5 for McBride, 39.5 for DiVincenzo. What is the next one? Oh, 39.5 for Hart. Like those are crazy minutes. You just don't see that very often as a median. Brendan's asking about Mitchich from Charlotte. There's nothing wrong with playing a guy. He's going to get minutes. Terrible matchup. Hasn't gotten there in good matchups. Not for me. In the first game, without information, just not for me. That's the way I would describe it.
Yeah, I'm probably playing some of them, but
yeah, I would love to hear the everybody likes to see. They see, and the minutes are enticing, but man, like. Talk about guys who really need like a lot to go their way.
I know.
I like him as a whatever. I don't know. 5K.
I think. I mean, my projection here on campaign just seems awfully low, like 18, 19. I mean, if he's gonna actually start, I mean,
no, he wouldn't start.
Oh, he wouldn't. Well, who starts then?
Lowry.
Oh, I totally forgot the Lowry was there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not your fault. That's a tough one. He's been all over the place. Now he's back in his home thing. Wow, are they really? What is this projection I'm looking at? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I understand that this is the spot where you should probably have. I just can't. For some reason, it's hard for me to pull the trigger on Lowry, even though he's had some games lately that, he's had the ball in his hands. The assists are good. Like, I don't know. For some reason, it just feels kind of fishy. And the McBride projection feels a little bit. It's Atlanta, so I guess it's fair. Yeah, I think I would go.
McBride any good? I mean,
what
is McBride like any good even? I mean,
yeah. I actually think in terms of real basketball, like part of the problem with him for DFS is that he doesn't care at all about getting his own shots. He's not going to ever be a guy who steps out of himself. He plays good defense. You know what I mean? Like
I think that's okay. This way, he's getting the minutes. You know what I mean? Like,
he played 47 in the last game and 40 in the other game. The 22-minute game, I'm not sure what happened in that game against Golden State because I missed it. But he only played 22 in that game for some reason, and I'm not sure if he got banged up or something.
I can't believe I finally got like a ceiling game out of Jordan Poole, and he didn't even really help me.
Yeah, he was chalk finally, and it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Jolly stacking in NY and Atlanta. I like that idea because Atlanta is going to be completely unowned. So I'm totally into that.
Did you end up playing Clarkson at home last night, by the way, or no?
He was the last guy I took out of my big build.
You only had 60, not a big deal.
Yeah, I went with the Tyus Jones because I had 3 other Utahs in there. So unfortunately went the wrong route. Yeah, only 66. But again, I didn't know Keontae George was going to get hurt. That's why I switched over to Tyus Jones.
He was questionable with an illness, and then he tried to play.
He played. He actually had something happen on the court, I think.
Oh, I thought he just came out with his illness or something.
It's possible. It's possible. It could be right. So let's see. Yeah. Şengün. And then we'll do McBride. Yeah. So I think again the guard is the strongest of the positions today. Between whether Payne plays, McBride, Garland, Oubre, you can use it forward. Luka, Van Vliet, Rozier, Sam Merrill. All of these guys I think are totally viable, and there's just a lot of guards. So I'm going to put Kelly Oubre in the small forward spot. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where the ownership winds up with some of these, because like you always say, like you can't. There's enough things out where everybody would react to that. I'm just curious which way they decide to focus it. I think it's going to be on Philly the most. I think that Cleveland is getting way overlooked here. I really do, except for obviously Garland. And even Garland not being like 50%, we should take advantage of that, in my opinion.
I agree with that.
He hasn't really crushed though without Mitchell lately. But again, you have stress out already. Also, we don't know about LeVert, and he doesn't have to. He can shoot better than 36% from the floor. He might have a good shooting night.
Right.
Like, he could put up like 60 here, and it wouldn't surprise me a little bit. Yeah. So you go McBride. And right now I have to figure something out because my biggest differentiator I've got on this slate is Mobley, and that's not that much of a differentiator. You'd think it would be. I mean, it shouldn't be that much of a differentiator. I'm still just blown away by this projection for him, and I'm almost feeling like there's something I'm missing. Why they would project him so low? I just think Boston's getting a little too much credit here, to be honest with you. Oh, that's a good question. Who's starting for Podol? Let me get out of here.
So
I think
Payne.
So just to touch on the Podol thing for the Raptors, I do think Kelly O is going to start, but I wouldn't be surprised if they started something else and played a small lineup. It just would be really weird to do against the Pelicans. So my guess would be Kelly O. I wouldn't be shocked if they started Jonte Porter, which would also make him look like one of the better things. Agbaji's already planned to be in there. He's not starting for Podol, though. He's starting for Scotty Barnes as of right now. Paul Reed, I don't see any reason to play Paul Reed unless he starts. If he starts, I think he's totally reasonable, but I don't think there's any priority for me. He's totally fine though. I don't like the 6,300 for Kelly O either. I like Kelly O. I always think so they're really trying to do something in Toronto here. They really want the Canadians back there. they just loading up with the Canadians. Yeah. All right, guys, keep firing in any thoughts. It's a little hard to, again, I want to get to one of the Knicks right now. That's the one spot other than the McBride that I'm sort of lacking. And even McBride, I don't think McBride should be treated as a must play. Like if you're playing cash, yes, you're playing McBride, but you definitely don't need to play McBride. He's 5,500, even with the last 3 games, even without Brunson, he only hit 30 once. And even then it was only just exactly 30. he doesn't have to be productive while he's out there, but it is Atlanta, so I'm probably going to end up playing him. I just don't think you have to. I think he's a little bit below these other guys that I like for me. And a question in our Discord. So if D-Man is listening, asking about Jovic. I didn't even consider Jovic for a second today. I think that it's like okay to take a shot here and there, I guess, but I just think there's other stuff I'd do. I guess with the potential blowout, maybe Jovic is a better play than that. So Jovic is, yeah, he's in play. I guess I'm probably not going to play him, but I don't have any problem if you do.
Let me see if I can get any angle on what's happening with these Cleveland guys. Poke around the Discords, see if anybody's got any takes here. No. Keontae, George, no. Wemby's still questionable, right?
Yep. And unfortunately, we may not know that one until after all the guys we want to play, because I'm not going to have that many positions left if he's out. And if he's out, Zach Collins is going to be a terrific play.
Yeah.
At least Zach Collins. Keldon Johnson probably as well. Probably Trey Jones and Sohan will be okay as well. I mean, it's a huge guy to lose for them, obviously. It's one of the best 10 players in the league. I really think he's one of the best 10 players in the league right now.
Who? Wemby?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think he's the best defensive player in the league, and I think he's good. I think his path. I think if he doesn't end up as the best defensive player of all time, it would only be because of injury. I think he's going to be the best ever.
Let's say something interesting. Some random way to pass the time. So they were talking about the NCAA tournament, like expanding the thing to like 80 teams and 104 teams and whatever it is. And I'm sitting there like shaking my head, about doing stuff like that. I was thinking about like college basketball right now, and I want you to think about this. Like, let's think about like the best players in the NBA right now, like Luka, Wemby. Let's throw them out there, right? Luka, Wemby, Jokic, LeBron in, whatever it is. Like
not LeBron.
No, but I'm talking about guys like iconic guys that are like, you know what I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Giannis, you know what I mean? Like none of these guys played in college. You know what I mean? Like, right. And the college game is basically like talent-wise, like atrocious. Yeah, right. Like one teams at best, anybody that's any good plays for one season, right?
Right.
And given even all of that, the NCAA tournament is the greatest freaking thing, like every single year that everybody gets into, not even knowing any of the players before it starts. Why would you want to mess with that? I mean,
right.
The March Madness is literally the best thing in the world. You don't even need good players to make it like amazing.
Right.
Of expanding it to like 100 teams. I mean, like the talent's terrible enough. And why do I want to see like the better team in the freaking in the Southwest Conference look awful? It's so perfect the way it is. Just don't mess with that one.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we got an Agbaji, Kyrie, or Garland Oubre. I think it's astronomically Garland Oubre. Yeah. Jolly wants to play Trendon Watford for some reason. I
said that earlier today too.
I just have absolutely knowing Jolly, there has to be some sort of weird game log that he's looking at or something.
I'm telling you, he's been looking at too many NASCAR slates. I think he's like so pumped from virtually winning the NASCAR slate that
it's never Jolly.
That is, I know.
Oh, that's funny.
He's like talked himself into winning the NASCAR slate, so now he's talking himself into, Trent Wofford. And
I mean, like, it's like I just cannot find any reason why you would do anything like that. All right. Claxton. We said the same thing last night about Claxton, that he should smash, and he didn't. He had a great matchup.
He did all right. I mean, he didn't smash.
He was terrible. I mean, he put up 33 in a team that, like, if you look at the guys the bigs who have gone up against Memphis, like everybody's putting up 50 every night. They just don't have anybody. They don't have a front line. And Claxton doing that, I don't know. Yeah. Claxton, I actually had on my list initially, but I'm just not doing it anymore with him. All right, guys, please click the like button. We appreciate doing these videos for free, et cetera, et cetera. And I've got time because I don't have anything in that first game. So any questions or thoughts, feel free to fire them in. I really, where I'm at right now is probably eating most of the chalk and trying to get like a DiVincenzo will have some ownership. I think I might play like try to get Josh Hart. I mean, these are not big differentiators by any means, but Josh Hart is a slight differentiator because people are afraid to play him, even though he's put up. Have you seen his games lately, Sheets? This guy is like the most amazing thing. He's the best rebounder not named Westbrook I've ever seen.
Who?
Josh Hart.
Oh, well, dude, you don't tell me I made like $4,000 on him.
I know. He hit. I mean, what were he hit 19 in the last game, 18 in the game before.
Is the total still 8.5? I mean, like,
I don't. Well, now they have everybody, all the bigs back, so it probably is. But I still would probably go for it if he's going to play 40 minutes. He's going to pull down 10 rebounds most of the time. All right, go ahead, Jolly. You take the Watford. I just don't know what you're leveraging against a bunch of different value that actually makes some sense to some that makes no sense. But it is different. I don't think you need to play any chalk in the rest of that lineup. I don't think there's anybody in the world playing.
Who's the guy who
11.5 is the rebounding prop. Oh my God.
We got in early. That's it.
We got in. We nailed it. Oh man, that's hilarious.
What who's the guy that always wanted to like stack against the best pitcher?
Eric Johnson.
Eric Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him in a while. I guess it hasn't been working out.
He's over back on the RG side of things these days, I think.
Okay. I mean, he's usually
comes and goes. But man, it's a weird slate. I do think it's going to be high scoring because I think these mid-tier guys there's going to be enough of them that crush. I just hope that they're my guys. But I think that anybody who's a member knows exactly who I'm playing because I put 6 guys on my priority list, or five guys. They're all in my lineup right now. And I also threw in that I'm definitely going to play Evan Mobley. So that's 6 guys you got it from my lineup. All right. What else is there? Yeah, he always wanted to play Oakland. He was like, you know what? Maybe he was early. Maybe he was like Sheets 2 years ago with Arizona. Sheets was all over Arizona the year before they won.
That's right.
Every night.
Trailblazer.
And Rhodey saying take the under on Hart's rebounds. I would never take the under on Hart's rebounds. I don't have that much in me. I really think he could go out there and get 20 rebounds tonight against it. It's also like an incredible matchup against Atlanta for rebounds. So I would not be taking the over under. I'm not sure if I bet the over 11.5, but I'm definitely not taking the under on.
I will say this also. I mean, I was watching that Utah game last night, Utah Washington game, whatever. Man, yeah. I'll tell you, when these teams decide to really not play any defense, I mean, you see it like at its core in the All-Star game. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what they would do like every game. I think if they could get away with it. It's like,
yeah.
And when you have these teams that they don't really care whether they win or not, I mean, that's just what they do. Like, they just go out and just play. It's like whatever.
Yeah. No, it's true. Wow, I really wish Josh Hart had different eligibility. I really like Josh Hart tonight. Like, I just don't know. This matchup is such a Josh Hart matchup, but he's 7,900, and he's been around for a while. He's never been 7,900. By the way, you should take the over on his minutes too. He never plays less. He's 39.5 minutes. If they actually have that projection out there.
Can you do that? That's what I was going to say. I mean, is that a thing?
Yeah, he's played 44, 42, 42.
No. Is that a thing you could bet on? Is what I'm saying.
I know that they've had it on some sites in the past. I don't think DraftKings has it. But yeah, again, we really need this other news campaign. I didn't think that would be my day waiting for campaign.
And Levert.
And Levert and Okoro. But it's weird what they're doing with these hedge things too, because all of Cleveland that's why I'm not sure that Mobley actually ends up this low owned. because it looks like they're hedging everybody's projection, but it's a strange way to hedge. Like,
right.
I don't know, like the Levert thing at 25 fantasy points. I just don't know how that could ever be the median.
I don't think he'd ever score 25 fantasy points. You know what I mean? Like in this spot.
Yeah.
He's either out or he gets 35.
Or like 60, like he did last time.
Oh, did he really? He nailed one?
He put a 55 the other night. And that was with Mitchell.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm just redoing all these projections because of the Knicks guys, knowing full well that it's not going to matter because something's going to happen with the freaking campaign or Levert. But I'm going to do it anyway. Maybe that'll force the news. You know what I mean? If basketball guys know that I've just spent another 5 minutes updating these things.
Just making sure I don't have anybody from that first game. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go Oubre here. By the way, another guy to look out for. Again, it's not that it's a good matchup, but it's not like it's a matchup where you usually need him. But another place to spend up to get different. I'm just gonna throw out there since I said I think it's gonna start being Butler time.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Sheets, listen to his last game since the All-Star break. 49, 60, 50, 52, 36, and 55.
Really?
That's pretty good.
Very good.
So he would be the other one I was getting creative with.
Levert Okoro in. Thank you very much, Brandon.
Okay, that's great.
Oh, thank God.
So now how much
I wonder if they're going to give Levert a bump now or no.
I think they will. Wow, I've got literally the least Bobby lineup ever. It's got none of the game stacks. It's got 2 3-man stacks without a game stack. All right, McBride. I don't think you're like I don't think Garland is a must play or anything anymore. I do think you could, but I would say that I don't think I would make a lineup without Levert or Garland or Mobley. One of those 3 would have to be in all my lineups.
Okay, let me see what these looks like now. Payne still looks like a really good play.
Yeah.
If he, like you said, if he plays. Oubre looks like a good play. So I'm going to update these. The only well, I was about to say the only thing I don't have. I also don't have Wembanyama.
Yeah.
And so projections are updated through Levert. Well, shouldn't say that because it's possible Levert, like you said, gets a bump now.
Yeah. They already give him an extra point so far.
Uh-oh, there it comes. The hedge is unwound.
Yeah.
Is Dean Wade the worst? Wade the worst? Yeah, maybe.
I was gonna do it if my rule was gonna be if either of those guys were out. I think it's okay, but let's see. Like he might start.
Mikic is starting for Charlotte.
I don't think he'd start actually. No, they'd start Okoro, and they might start him with Merrill and then bring Merrill off the bench. I don't know.
So Mikic is starting for Charlotte. I don't know if that's what was expected, but Charlie's in with that.
Yeah, the difference is he's starting alongside Trey Mann. So my simple answer is if you're going to play Mikic, just play Trey Mann. Is my
okay.
There's 700 difference, but I do think Trey Mann has more upside. Mikic is gonna have some games. Don't get me wrong, but I sort of like the idea of playing a little Trey Mann. Maybe he'll have the ball in his hand a little less. I don't know. Mitch is just totally reasonable. I just think that there's other plays that I like better. Boy, this can't be really what my Cheech, this looks like exactly the opposite of what any lineup I ever used to build.
Oh, you mean like all 1-1-1s and stuff? Like
no, just 3-3-1-1, like, but nobody playing each other. Just 2 3-man sets. It doesn't seem right. I mean, I do think that, like, look, if Cleveland is in this game, they kind of have to get there. Like, I'm gonna do it.
Well, I will say, I mean, again, I don't know, you know, for the people that use SaberSam or whatever, I'm just going to just share, again, like my experiences with you guys. Like, all I will say is that every single big score I've had on DraftKings in the NBA have been lineups I literally never would have done myself. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Well, maybe that's going to happen for me today.
Yeah. I mean, even like the one I won, the big one a few weeks ago. But actually, that wasn't true. I did force in the TJ McConnell, which basically just shocked the entire system, you know. But then I ended up with all this other crazy shit. But so that was something that I created on my own. That's something.
Yeah. And you, because of it, you're the State Kings Player of the Month.
And I think I might be retired, by the way.
From that? Wow, what's going on?
I think so.
Wait, after the good stuff?
I think
like 5%? You want us to post it for you?
I think I'm retired. I you know what? It is. I want to say no upside. I remember my concept of doing it was I wanted to like do where like sweats and have fun and stuff. I just wasn't. I'm just not able to do it. I mean, like it's like I play. And then if I win, I post in there. You know what I mean? Like, and then if it's just not what I expected. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it more. I'll do the golf maybe or the MMA, but the day-to-day stuff, it just doesn't. I don't know. I'm just not getting. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow for the millionaire one.
We try it. We do a live thing.
Yeah, I think I'll do that actually.
Yeah, that would be nice. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I try. Listen, I posted freaking everything. I mean, like every single thing.
But everybody buys yours. It's not that.
I know. No. I'm not saying it's not worth. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
Let me just see something. Let's see. The splash. I'll play these two, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, the only thing that's gonna get me is is if there's this campaign business. How can he not play? It's a chance to freaking play. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I think there is some danger of him not having much more of a role, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Lowry could play a bunch of minutes.
He could, though. I mean, Lowry, even though he's old man, he could still put up minutes.
Absolutely.
Cunningham. What team? Okay, Cunningham?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, sure. I mean, sure, why not? No problem with that. I mean,
yeah.
Like, I don't know how he fits into this slate, but
I will say the same thing I say. If you play Cade Cunningham tonight, you should play him every single night. He has the worst matchup in basketball possible for him. They're huge underdogs, but his price is probably still too cheap for his upside. But that's not changing. Like it's going to be similar. And they've made it very, very clear they're not going to like extend him to like crazy minutes. He played 36 in a couple games. Yeah, it's probably where you can count on his ceiling being unless the game goes into overtime. I think it's going to be around 30 to 32 more often because they're not playing for anything, and there's really no reason to run him out there. So I'm not getting to any of them.
What do you got, Efro? Anyone who played in Toronto is prepared to play 48 minutes.
That's because before they were playing 1 million minutes for all their starters.
Okay.
Anyone who used to play in Toronto. Rhodey says he's getting to Hart.
I guess.
I like it. I like the play. But I like Mobley a lot too. I would love to try
Is Wembanyama just going to be freaking out? Is that what's going to happen?
I think it's very possible. Like I think it's probably on the more. I don't know. It's weird because we've never seen him questionable before. We've heard he was out, but that was it.
What was wrong with him? What did they say?
Shoulder.
A shoulder. Where's the game? It's in somewhere. San Antonio at something.
It's in Houston. The spread would make you think that he's playing because it's only 8 that they're underdogs by.
That's true. Yeah, if he's out, I mean, like.
Yeah. Brody's asking for my top 3 plays. My top plays are a little funny because they're all the chalky guys. I'm going to go out and say again, I guess I'll say Evan Mobley because I don't think it's so hard to win when you're playing less lineups when you just eat all the chalk. And Mobley, for whatever reason, just isn't projecting well enough to look like one of the top plays. And I think he is. So I'll say Mobley, and then it's I don't have any of these guys over each other. Let me just move out of Detroit. Sorry.
Hey, I have a question. Why am I getting on FanDuel this Obagi guy on Toronto?
What's his price over there?
4,100.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, all right, there it is. Okay.
And he should be starting and playing probably 35 minutes.
Oh well, I guess that's it. What's he on DraftKings? Like 5,000 or something?
Maybe 30 minutes. He's 48. He's a pretty low product. He's a really good real life player. I like his defensive skill set, but he's not going to do much for you. He did take 20 shots in the last game, which is, I think that sort of like shocked everybody.
Right.
He was 6 of 20 and he only put up 30 fantasy points with that. But I think Agbaji, I have no issue with it. But for me, the guys who I'm siding with the most right now are the Philadelphia guys, Mobley and Garland. And that's 6 for you. That's pretty much what I'm doing.
Sam Merrill is starting.
I'm trying to get to Hart, and I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to downgrade Şengün a little bit, which sucks because I do like Şengün, but I like these other guys' situations much better. Sam Merrill starting. So Sam Merrill starting. So I wonder what the rest. I wonder if they're going to bring. Oh, I hope they do bring him off the bench. No one will play him.
LeVert.
Yeah. I mean, well, not no one, but his projection still hasn't updated to anything reasonable. Wow. I wish one guy was out for Boston that I could talk myself into a run back, but I just can't find it.
I'll have you know, whoever brought it up, that I do have a lineup or two with the aforementioned Cade Cunningham just in the lottery.
I think that's the thing is if I was playing the lottery every night, even if I was playing 30 lineups or something, he's probably going to end up in 1 or 2 of them all the time.
Yeah, because he always has a ceiling. You know what I mean? For every once in a while, it's
right. But if I was hand building, I probably wouldn't get to him at all tonight.
Well, like this one, and I just came across. I'm just scanning my lineups. Came across a little check mark on starting Wendell Carter Jr. Got a little of that.
Yeah, I actually like that play. I just think there's so much other stuff that took me away from it today.
Yep.
I mean, Josh Hart has been just absolutely smashing. This feels like a conservative. He was smashing with or not smashing, but he was really good with Brunson. Without Brunson, he's like the assist guy. It feels like.
Yeah.
Between he and McBride. Maybe I don't need to play McBride, and I play Hart instead. I think that's pretty reasonable for tournaments. Campaigned, and then where does that leave me? I'm stuck right at this one funny price point where I just don't have anybody that I really like unless I want to play. I'd have to play Cam Johnson or Dennis Schroeder, and I just don't. I guess Schroeder is actually a reasonable run back. If I play 3 Philly, Schroeder at 6K, I think that's reasonable. He played 37 minutes last night, though. Yikes.
Let's see. If I'm out and I see a thing that says campaign out, what can I do? You know what I could give myself? And then by the time I get, no, because that's only 8:00, Aaron Holiday's 3,100. I'm just looking at $3,100 guys. Let's see. Dylan Wright. Does he play anymore? Probably not.
Rody says, Rody, you said you're getting a bunch of these cheapies. Which ones are you getting? I'm curious. Outside of what's his name? Payne.
G. Dick.
Grady Dick. My guy. I like that play, by the way. Oh, boy.
If Campaign is out, like, who does anybody get a bump? I mean, like,
I think that it would probably just solidify Lowry, Oubre, and Harris more. You could make an argument that Paul Reed and Mo Bamba maybe are more in play because they can't go small at all against the Brooklyn team that sometimes does that.
Like, you're not going to get any, dude, you want with all the money? You want to get some Quavion Smith action? He hasn't played a minute in like 3 weeks.
No.
Wait,
who is
Quavion
it?
Smith or Ricky Council the fourth? This is if Campaign is out.
Yeah, if Campaign was out, I think the next guy in line probably wouldn't play that much, and it would probably, I guess it'd be a boost for Batum. KJ Martin will play more.
Luka officially in. Thank you, Brandon.
Awesome. That's good to know.
Brandon's my hero right now. He's not always coming with the news, but it's exactly the news I want to hear.
He's the best, and Brendan does a great job every time. We got to give a shout out to him because he's always getting in there.
Ricky Council. Dude, I got to tell you, Grant Vandy, that's not going to be the case. If he's out, I am going to play the Quavion Smith. That's what I'm going to do.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Where do you get the Tre'Quavion over him?
No reason. I'm just going to.
Okay. I like the Ricky Council though.
The Council?
Yeah.
Is he point guard eligible?
He's shooting guard. You need a point guard? Who needs a point guard on this slate? There's so many point guards.
If I have Campaign right now in my point guard
spot. Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
You know what I could do? Now that I know that Luka is in, I could put him in my point guard spot.
Yeah.
And then drop Payne in those lineups of the utility.
Yeah. That's
if he's out. But then I have to. That doesn't help me. Yeah, because then I could. No, that doesn't help me at all.
No.
Right? I mean.
Well, you could play Ricky Council then.
Then I could play Ricky Council. That is true.
But I don't know that I'd be jumping after any of those guys for sure. I'd actually be really curious to see what the projections had for them.
No, I'm not jumping, but I mean, like, if I'm out and I can't do a full freaking rebuild,
right? It's
better than. Well, I know I'm going to play Luka in this lineup, so I don't mind. Yeah, I'm going to actually do this. This actually does not bother me one bit.
I wish they would let Joval play minutes because he will crush tonight. And it's not going to matter.
And I'm going to, by the way, I'm going to bite again with that stupid Fred VanVleet play.
No, I don't think it's. I think you're okay. I think that he'll probably be fine, and that's a good matchup. So now this is where I'm stuck at. I have one last decision to make, Sheets. I'm deciding between Dennis Schroeder, and it kind of works because I have 3 Philly guys, so I could use him as a run back. I'm deciding between I don't want a 4th Philly guy, which would be Buddy Hield. Cam Johnson would be another guy you could run back. And then I have Drew Holiday, who I could run back with my 3 Cleveland guys. So I'm debating between those 3 is where I'm at. And by the way, Ben Mathurin is questionable. Otherwise, he might be in my next spot for me because that guy has got a freaking ceiling.
Halliburton.
Hartenstein.
Payne.
can't do the Hartenstein thing. I really want to. I really want to do something that doesn't feel Schroeder on a back-to-back at 37 minutes. Ugh.
Okoro is starting. I don't know if you knew that.
Okoro is starting. Okay, so that's important. So they're starting Merrill and Okoro. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see.
So LeVert really has the run of the second unit.
Yeah.
And still, they can't give me any pain news, huh? Is that the story? They're going to really make me sweat this, huh? All right, that's fine.
Schroeder on a back-to-back at 37 minutes last night. Jesus, am I really going to do that? You got any other plays around 6,200 you're looking at, Sheets?
Who?
I'm really struggling.
What price? What price?
6,200 or less.
Besides like Uber, you mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, like I've got those guys. I think that the right thing is probably to run back Schroeder, just because they've really given him the run. But man, something about it feels a little funky.
No, like all these guys are like in the fives. I'm not really getting anything up to 6K. Look at this. Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield. Yeah,
the problem is he'd be my fourth Philly guy. I think I'd rather at that point run back one of the other side, like Schroeder. Schroeder's actually going to be popular too. It's not even getting that different.
Yeah, I kind of have the Miles Turner. By the way, Scott, I do have some of that. Buddy Hield, you can get it to Rozier.
I didn't see him in there.
You can get it to Rozier at 6,500, maybe.
Okay, yeah. You know what's crazy to me? All right.
Here's one for you. Here's one for you. You play Cam Johnson.
Well, that was the thing. Cam Johnson or Schroeder. I think I'm going to choose Schroeder in that situation. But it's, I thought about it. It's not automatic. It could easily be fun.
Unfortunately, I have to go. If somebody if you want to text me if Payne is in or out, that'd be great.
Yeah.
If and when you see it. Good luck, everybody.
All right. Good luck. Trey Jones, Jolly. I think Trey Jones is a good play, and especially could get better because you have no what's his name. But the problem is, and the thing is, it's going to keep Trey Jones lower owned because you have McBride at 5,500, who everyone's going to play, and then I like LeVert personally at 5,500. Better. I think it's going to take everything, all hands on deck for Cleveland, and I'm just betting on them staying close, basically. God, tough matchup. Maybe you could skip Garland and not play LeVert and play LeVert. Could be poised for elbow sprain. Fun should be awesome addition. I'm really struggling with that one. All right, guys. I'm probably going to get into the Discord as well. Please hit the like button on your way out. If there's any other questions, I'll stick around for a second. K9's asking about Terry Rozier. I like the play. Fine. I'm not playing that much tonight. I did not get to Terry Rozier, but I'm totally good with it. Anything else that I might have missed? Jabari Smith viable. I did not come across him at all. Never mind him. I think he's very reasonable. No one's going to play him. Yeah, no issue with Jabari Smith at all. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here and say good luck to everyone. And I'm not playing Misic, but I have no issue with it. I'm just not doing it myself. Late night, Irving or Halliburton. I like both of them. Halliburton's going to be much lower owned, so I would probably go that direction just because of that. But I think they're both very strong plays, Project Mayhem. And good luck.